G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing Updates. In this strategy edition and blue chip review, we'll be taking a look at the simple blue chip trading strategy using the Williams Alligator strategy versus the CCI or Commodity Channel Index. First, always don't forget to subscribe to the channel and please review the playlist, hit the like button, the notification bell to get updates, and review our strategy playlist as well, which is where we cover some of our strategies we follow, including money management ideas, and this is where this video will be published as well. So again, we're not offering financial advice, it's purely an educational series. Let's get started. Okay, first I want to show you what we've been trading in our portfolios over the last few videos. We've been using the CCI entry strategy, and that's where if the CCI 14, this is on a daily chart, I'm looking at blue chip shares here, if looking at the CCI 14 breaks above zero, then we enter the trade. So theoretically you could have entered the trade in any one of these spots where the CCI breaks above zero. Now we're introducing a new strategy, the Williams Alligator strategy, and using that same chart for this is looking at BHP Australia. It's a bit more complicated. We're going to be entering the trade whenever this is the Williams Alligator trend lines. Now this is the share price in the black line. I've just duplicated the share price in a line format down here just to make it a bit clearer and more readable. Up here we've got the fractals zones. So this is the upper fractal and this is the lower fractal zones. So what we're doing, and this is down here, is the Williams Awesome Oscillator. So the way you enter the trade on this one, first of all, when the Awesome Oscillator breaks above zero, like in any of these spots here, and the alligator lips are greater than the alligator teeth, which is the light green line versus the red line. The blue line is the jaw line. So whenever the lips are greater than the teeth, the green is greater than the red, and the Awesome Oscillator is positive, and the price breaks above the upper fractal there, that's where you would enter the trade. So you could have entered the trade in that spot in any one of those bars there. And you exit whenever the alligator lips, the green breaks below the red line. That's when you enter it. But also want to make sure we've got enough profit in the bank. We don't enter with a negative. We only exit the trade whenever the trade has gone in a positive direction. On the CCI strategy, so if we had entered back here on the CCI 14 strategy, if we had entered there, we would have stayed in the trade and exited when the moving average starts crossing down. So you would have exited potentially there if that was a positive result in our trade. And again, another example here, you would have entered the trade there and you would have exited when that moving average 20 breaks down. That's a CCI 14. Now we've tested that in the past few videos, and that's what we've been trading on. It's been consistently doing quite well, and today we're just going to be looking at the alligator strategy as a comparison. Now what we're looking at, I'll show you the results of that. So again, this is the CCI strategy, and that's the logic up there where you enter, exit, and where you average down. We've tested against these blue chip shares across a couple of shares from Australia, Europe, and the US, and that's what it's yielded since 2007 on a daily chart. And it just breaks it down by month on a monthly basis per average revenue. So that's the total revenue, and that's the maximum drawdown. The maximum drawdown is basically from the highest point of profitability down to the lowest point. So again, just very briefly, if I show you, this is a profitability chart. So at that point, we're at profitable levels of about 104,242, and it dropped to 103,429. So that range there is the drawdown in that particular range. So basically it looks at the highest drawdown, and that's what we're comparing there for each of these trades in the back testing. So what I've done is that's the CCI strategy and results, and I've compared that to the alligator strategy. And again, that's the logic for it we're using and the results for those respectively. And what I've done, I've summarized it. So we're looking at the overall revenue for the CCI strategy versus the alligator strategy. That's the average drawdown over those shares. So again, that's looking at 21,152, which is simply the average of all those there. So again, we're looking at that. And what we're doing in the summary, we're summarizing that as an average. So we're looking at profit over drawdown. The higher the profit over drawdown, the better. You can see there 42,000 over the 20,000 is 209% versus 38,000 over 21,000 is 182%. and that just gives you the result for the monthly revenue breakdown. So that basically the higher the profit over drawdown, the better. Now, having said that, this is a very similar result to our CCI strategy, so much of a muchness. I wouldn't be too worried if I was still trading the CCI strategy, but we're going to just be we'll be tracking these for a while. But we'll be looking at the alligator strategy in the short term and see how that performs. So again, feel free to pause the video and digest the logic for the CCI strategy we've been following versus the alligator strategy. And again, just very briefly, the CCI program logic: enter when the CCI 14 breaks above 0, enter the trade, and exit if we're in a profitable position, exit when the moving average 20 starts breaking down as it is there. And in the alligator strategy, when your awesome oscillator breaks above 0, the green line breaks above the red line, which is the ellipse is greater than the teeth. And when that breaks above the fractal, that's when you enter the trade. And you exit the trade when the green line breaks below the red line. That's when you exit the trade. Now, in this case, it would have been probably in a negative, so you probably would have stayed in the trade. Okay, so again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and the like button, and we'll speak to you guys in a future video.